Okay, so we're going to be doing some more stretching today, especially in the hips and legs. So I want to start out with warming up our hips and legs. So let's start standing at the front top of your mat. And let's just inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold, bend in the legs. And inhale, round up. And exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again, inhale. And exhale, keeping your belly in as you come down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And come into chair, palms together at your chest. So sitting down nice and low, trying to keep your chest up, shoulders back and down, body weight in your heels. Squeeze the glutes. Feeling the heat building up in your legs. Come to stand. And let's inhale, arms up and back into chair. Take a few breaths here. Sit down deeper. And inhale to stand. And sit down into chair. Stomach in, upper body back. And inhale, stand, arms up. And let's bring palms down to the center of the chest. Let's widen the feet to the edges of your mat. Feet are pointing out at 45-degree angles because we're going to sit down into our squat now. So sit down, hips coming down between the legs. Press your elbows into your knees. Get your spine nice and long here. So lengthen through the back of the top of your head. Feel your tailbone stretching down towards the floor. Give maybe even a light little press into the feet as you extend your spine. And let's come into dangle. So feet come parallel, hip width apart. Bend your knees, stomach in. Let your upper body hang. Maybe grab your elbows. So feel this decompressing your spine as well as stretching the back of your legs a little bit. If you're grabbing your elbows, release your elbows. Start by bringing your palms together into prayer, and then we're going to just sit into chair from here with your feet as they are. And then let's slide this left leg back into our high lunge. So press into that front foot, feeling your legs engaged, warming up the thighs here. Straighten your front leg, turn to face the side of your mat. So again, here we have the heels in, toes out at 45-degree angle. And let's bring arms out, reaching far. And then we're going to sit down and bring the arms into cactus position. So coming into our sumo squat here. We want the knees pointing out the same direction as the toes, tailbone down. Press into your feet. And then let's straighten everything and let's do our lion face. So open eyes, open mouth, and stick out your tongue. And then sit back down, relaxing your face. Belly in. And straighten everything, lion face. And sit down. Squeezing your shoulder blades together behind your back. And straighten, lion face. And one more time, let's sit. And then let's turn to face the front of the mat, coming into low lunge, back knee down. And let's just sink into that front hip, or the left hip. Stretching open the front, the left hip flexor. And now let's bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot and scooch that right foot over towards the side of the mat. And this might allow you to get a little deeper into this hip stretch. So from here, we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So let's just bring this right shin in across the body. And let's get nice and tall here to start, really still stretching into the front of that left hip. And then come down as far as you'd like. If you want to add a twist to your pigeon, bring your left arm under your right. Take some nice deep breaths here, keeping your focus on where you're feeling your stretch. And if you ever start to feel a tingling in that right leg, just come out of the posture enough to let your blood come back into the leg and then come back into the posture. All right, slowly come back up. Roll onto the right hip and reach back, grab your left foot. And let's pull that left foot in before maybe turning that left hip down towards the mat again to find a stretch in your left quad. And release. Let's swing the left leg around. Lean back. Let's do some windshield wipers with the legs. And then let's come into our squat again at the top of the mat. Reach your tailbone down. Press into your feet as you lift the crown of your head away from your tailbone. And come into dangle. Feet parallel, hip width apart, knees a little bent. Option to grab the elbows. All right, bring the palms together and let's sit into chair. Sitting down deep, stomach in, shoulders back, chest lifted. And let's slide the right foot back. into our high lunge. So deep bend in that front leg, sinking into the right hip. Pressing into the bottom of the front foot. Squeezing the thighs towards your center line. And then straighten the front leg, turn to face the side of your mat. Extend your arms out, heels in, toes out. And let's sit down, squeezing the knees apart. Stomach in. Inhale, straighten and lion face. And exhale, sit down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And sit. Hold it here. And let's turn to face the front of the mat, coming into our low lunge, back knee down. Sink down into the front of the right hip. And then let's bring the left hand inside, scoot your left foot out to the side of the mat. And maybe you have a little more space here to sink down a little deeper. One more breath. And then let's scooch this left leg in front for pigeon on the other side. So again, starting by lifting the chest, puffing out your chest, feeling that deep stretch in the front of the right hip. And then coming down as far as you'd like. And if you're twisting, bring the right arm under the left. Conscious breaths. Couple more breaths here. And slowly come back up. Roll onto the left hip, reach back, grab your right foot. Pull that foot in, and then roll the right hip back towards the mat, pulling the right foot in until you feel stretch in your right quad. Another deep breath. And then release and swing the right leg around to the front. Do those windshield wipers again. All right, so got some good stretching in the front and the sides of the hips. Let's get the back of the hips now with our forward fold. So let's start by just relaxing into this, letting your upper body fold forward over your legs. You can maybe feel this quite a bit in your lower back as well. As you're breathing, feel your lower back expand and contract with your breath. So now we're gonna do a more active version of this pose. So we're gonna start by coming up and trying to get your back nice and flat. Now, if you can grab your feet with your toes flexed back and see if you can keep your back flat, contract your quads on the front of your thighs and pull your chest forward. And see if that makes things a little more intense on the back of your feet. If you need to grab a strap or a belt or anything, and wrap it around your feet and pull that way, you can also do that, or even a blanket would work. So trying to keep your quads engaged is going to signal to your hamstrings that they should lengthen. Keeping your back flat takes this stretch out of your back and puts it into your hips and thighs. And you can use a little bit of your arm strength to help. So just be very aware of what is a good point to bring your body to today. Find that spot and hold it there as you breathe. Release. Maybe you want to bang your legs on the floor a little bit. Let's do a little reverse position for this. So plant your palms, lean back a little bit, plant your palms, fingers facing forward, and we'll do reverse plank. So just lift your hips up, pressing into the soles of your feet. And slowly lower down. Let's do the same thing with legs bent. So lift your hips, reverse table. Squeeze your glutes, tailbone forward, and lower down. Let's do that hamstring stretch one more time. So we want to get maybe you want to pull your butt out of the way so you can get your hips tilting forward. Get your back nice and flat, grab your feet or your strap or whatever you have available. Maybe even just grabbing onto your legs. And then start to contract your quads, flex your toes back, and bring your chest forward with your back flat. And release. Okay, one more time. Let's lean back, fingers pointing forward. Lift your hips. Hips down, bend your knees, soles of the feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, and lift your hips. Hips down. And now let's stretch the inner thighs. So legs wide apart, as wide as you can get them comfortably. And then, maybe you're already feeling, quite a stretch right here as I am. So just find that stretch in the inner thighs. And then again, we'll just start relaxed. Can allow the back to round. Connect with your breath. As you exhale, imagine the inner thighs softening. And now let's come back up, and this time, let's see how flat you can get your back. And no pulling this time, but just see if you can flatten your back, bringing your chest forward and allowing the weight of your upper body to pull down. And you can always try, if you're not able to come forward at all, you can try sitting your hips on a cushion. And that's going to allow your upper body to come forward. Just as an experiment, maybe try contracting your quads, rolling your, flexing your toes to the ceiling and rolling your toes back. See how that changes the stretch for you. And come back up. Let's bring the left leg in and leave the right leg long. So bring the sole of your left foot, touching the inside of the right thigh. And let's start with a side stretch here. So anchor that left hip, reach up and over with the left arm. Flex your toes to the ceiling. Breathing into the right side. And then let's bring the chest to face your right knee, your right leg, arms framing your leg. And slowly come up, let's switch legs. Sole of your right foot against your inner left thigh. And let's anchor that right hip bone to the floor, bring the right arm up and over. Reaching your fingertips towards your toes, toes towards fingertips. Maybe contracting the left quad. Breathe into the right side, really opening and expanding the right side. And turn, let your chest face your left leg. Frame your arms with your leg with your arms. And slowly come back up. Let's lie on our backs. Leave your legs bent, soles of your feet on the floor. We're gonna start by crossing the right ankle onto the left knee. Pull your legs in. And then from there, going to drop over to the left, bringing the sole of your right foot to the floor. Keeping your right arm out to the side for a nice deep IT band stretch on the outside of the right thigh. And I am holding on to my right ankle with my left hand to keep it from sliding. Right, release the right foot. Let's come back to center. Soles of your feet flat on the floor. Cross your left ankle onto your right knee, pull in. And then we're going to drop the sole of the left foot over to the right. Try to keep your left shoulder on the floor. And again, I'm holding on to my left foot and ankle. Just feeling that nice deep stretch in the outer left hip. As well as a little spine twist. A couple more deep breaths. And let's come back to center. Hug knees in. Here, you do a little rocking back and forth. Do just a quick happy baby here. Grab your outsides of your feet, pull your knees down, press your feet into your hands, feel your tailbone uncurl. Maybe a little rocking here as well. And then let's bring the legs out long, arms by your sides, tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Take up as much space as you'd like. And bring your awareness to your hips. Hopefully they feel nice and warm and open. As well as your lower back, got some stretching and opening here. And try to keep your awareness just on your breath, on the gentle rise and fall of your abdomen. Relaxing with each exhale. If your mind is wandering, come back to your breath. And now start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. If you'd like, bring your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then either turn onto your side and push up or roll on your spine back to seated.